This video was kindly sponsored by Cricut. I'm so excited about today's video to tell you all about Cricut. Now, Cricut are special cutting machines that helps you personalize almost everything or anything you can think of. For us sewers and quilters, we can personalize our sewing projects, we can make stickers for our sewing machines, we can do all sorts of things, we can personalize anything you could think of, we can make cards. A Cricut machine can even write and draw for us. They're absolutely amazing. And the funny thing is that my very first video over 3 years ago was actually using a Cricut, so it's really neat to be looping back to it. I'm going to tell you all about the Cricut Joy Xtra machine today because I think that's the perfect entry-level machine if you just want to personalize your sewing projects. Let's go. So let's open up the Cricut Joy Xtra box. Now, just quickly on here, you can see we've got our print and cut stickers, our card making, our vinyl decals that you can put on absolutely anything, and then our iron-on vinyl. So first we've got an envelope here, and inside we've just got a little user guide with just basic information. This tells you how to get started and how to activate your machine, your warranty, and then a few pieces of vinyl to test the machine, calibrate it, and then to get started. Then we've got our Cricut machine. Oh, isn't that cute? Okay, I'll just put that aside for a minute and we'll see what else we've got in here. And we've got our power cable, our power adapter, a fine point pen, because remember we can write and draw with our Cricut, and a little mini weeder. So I've taken off the protective plastic wrapping and now I'm just going to take off some more of the packaging here. There are various machines and the Cricut Joy Xtra is the newest addition. It's bigger than the smallest Cricut Joy, but it's more compact than the Explore or Maker. So the power is at the back here, so just plugging it in, opening it up, and the lights come on at the top so we know it's on. Now this right here is our tool clamp and we can open that up and change what's in there. With the Cricut Joy Xtra, you get a fine point blade, and that's the only blade that will work with this machine. We can also get a foil tool, and of course we can use our pens to draw or write with it. So I'm just going to pop it in there. So that's where you'd put in your pens and what have you. So I've just closed that back up again. Now what I need to do is access the machine through Design Space, which is a free software that Cricut provides that's super easy to use. So what I'll do, or what you need to do, is go to the App Store and download Cricut Design Space. And I've already downloaded it. I'm going to log in, and if you haven't got an account, you'll need to set one up. So just logging in. Okay, so now I'm in Design Space, and what I need to do is connect my machine to my Design Space. So I'm going to hit those three little lines there, which is the main menu, and I'm going to select Machine Setup. And then I'm going to select what machine I've got, and you can see here all the different Cricuts. I'm going to click Cricut Joy Xtra, and then I'm just going to hit connect. And what it's doing is it's connecting it via Bluetooth. You could also do this on your laptop. I just wanted to do it on my phone to show you how easy it is. So I can see it's popped up there. I'm just going to select it. Now it's just updating and connecting to my machine. So this only happens when there is something that needs to be updated on the Cricut. Perhaps there's just some fine-tuning bugs they needed to change, and that's what that means. So now we'll hit continue. You can do a free trial if you'd like to. So it says here 600,000 cart-ready images, which is quite amazing. I'm just going to skip that now. And now what we need to do is test our machine, and what it will do is it will take us through step by step to do that. So I'm just going to hit next and follow these instructions. So confirm the blade is set in place with the clamp closed. Yes, you saw me do that. Use both hands to insert the smart vinyl sheet that came with your machine in the large white envelope. Push under guides until rollers grip material. So let's do that. So using two hands, just popping it in, and then it kind of grabbed it and sort of took over. Now it's just going to do its own thing. Okay, now it's telling me to press go on my phone. And what it's doing now is its first cut. Okay, and now on my phone it's telling me to unload. And now I'm just going to remove it. So what we can do is we can just see how that cut, and I've got my weeder here. You could use the little mini one that came in your box, and what I'm going to do is just start in a corner and just weed it out so we can see that it's cut really nicely, and we can see that it has. There we go. How cute is that? We've our first Cricut cut, and that just means our Cricut is cutting really nicely and we're good to go with our first project. Now let's get to the fun part of decorating our sewing projects. Now I've got a little zipper pouch that I made, and I'll put a link down in the description below if you'd like to make one too. And I'm going to cut some vinyl out to put some words on the front here. Now there are 50+ materials that will work with the Cricut Joy, and I've chosen to use the Smart Iron-On. And when it says smart, basically that means we don't need a mat. So the neat thing about this Cricut Joy Xtra is that we do get extra space here. It fits in actually a regular US letter and an A4 size piece of paper, so I really like that. So first let's just make our design. So we're back in design space now. I'm just going to hit the plus for a new project. And then we can work out what we want our cut to be. I'm going to use text. We could also use shapes. So I'll hit text, and then we can write anything we want to write. I thought quilter's gonna quilt will be cute. What do you think? So I'll just hit done, and then we can move that around and we can resize it by clicking on those squares and making it bigger and smaller. But the first thing I want to do is just change the font. So what we'll do is we'll just, see this bottom bit here scrolls along. I'm just going to hit edit, and then I'm going to click on the font name, and I've already actually searched it. I want to use Cooper Black, so I'm just going to select that, and that's done. Now for the size, well, we kind of need to measure how big we'd want it to be here, right? So I'm just going to pop that down for a sec and just measure like what would be good. If I just look at it now, I'm going to move it up into the corner. You can see we've got 0, 0 there. So if I just move it up into the corner, I can get a best guess at how big it's going to be. And it looks like it's coming down to about 4 inches, and it's about 6 inches wide currently. So let's see how that would look on here. So if we wanted it, so if it's going to be about 6 inches wide, it would come across to there. I think that would look quite good. And then it would be 4 inches deep. So I actually think that's probably about perfect. All I need to do now is hit make it without a mat, confirm, and then we're going to click on the green bit here where it says without mat, mirror off. Well, we want the mirror on, so let's turn the mirror on, and that's down this bottom option here, mirror on, close, and you can see it's mirrored now because we're cutting it out and then we're ironing it on, so it does need to be mirrored. Hitting next, again, Smart Iron On, and now it says to load tools and mat. So let me just pop this out of the way and open up my Smart Iron On. Now this is a set of 3, and it's like, oh my gosh, the colors were made just for me. There's all different colors you can get. I'm just going to decide which color I would like best, and I think I'll just go with that top one. So I've got a shiny side here and a rough side here, and it told us to make sure the shiny side was facing down, and so I'm going to place it so it's sitting under these guides. And remember, it said to use 2 hands, so we'll use 2 hands. Oh, and then it kind of just grabbed it like that. This machine is really clever and smart, so don't get a fright. And it's already telling me it's loading the material. And now it says to press go, and I've got a little go down here in the right hand corner, and it's preparing and cutting. Okay, so it says your project is complete. So I've just carefully cut it so that I can save the other piece to use. So I've got my weeder here. I'm just going to start in the top corner and pull off the vinyl. Now we just want to be careful and gentle that we're not accidentally removing our letters. So we want to pull it gently on about a 45-degree angle. And now what we need to do is just weed out the little bits inside the shapes. Okay, I think we're done. So if we turn that over, we've got Quilter's Gonna Quilt, and then what we can do is pop that on there and have a look. Isn't that just going to be adorable? Now we're just going to iron on our design. Now Cricut did kindly give me an easy press mini, and an easy press mat, which is really nice and cute. It's not a must have, but it's definitely a nice to have. You can use a regular iron if that's all you've got, but if you do have the easy press mini or another press, what we're going to do is click more, heat guide, select what we're using. I'm using the Cricut Easy Press Mini, so I've got that selected. Then I'm going to select what transfer material I'm using, and we're using the Smart Iron-On Glitter, and then the base material. So I've used 100% cotton for that, and then go apply, and then it's going to tell me medium heat for 25 seconds, constant movement, firm pressure. Now, what I do know is it is good to heat up the surface first, so I'm just going to heat it up. Okay, that's nice and warm. And then just by eye, I'm going to work out, I'm going to put it the right way up, where I want my design to be. And then I'm going to take my mini press and apply it firmly for 25 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to let that cool because it feels really hot. It's meant to be cool to touch, so let's just let that cool down a bit. So now we're just going to peel back the plastic really carefully at about a 45-degree angle, making sure it is all ironed down. If it isn't, then stop and re-iron and let it cool again. But this is looking really good. There we go. Isn't that just the cutest thing? If you like this video, please do hit the like button. It really helps me out. And if you can think of some fun sayings, please do leave them in the comments, because I'm going to be playing with this machine for the rest of the night. And if you'd like to make my zipper pouch, I'll put the link up above. I'll also put the links down below for all the Cricut items that I used in today's video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.